Hello, welcome to today's yoga flow class designed to improve overall total body flexibility. We will be doing some flowing and then some longer pose holds. If you have a couple yoga blocks or if you need a blanket to pad up your knees or a strap, go ahead and grab those items now and let's get started. We're going to begin down on our backs with knees bent. Taking these first few moments of class to close the eyes and simply breathe. So we're going to take 3 breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. A couple more times like that as we settle into our mat. Turning our attention to our bodies and our breath. Start to quiet and calm the mind. Then bringing both knees into the chest, hands to the shins, gently rock side to side. Maybe drawing some circles on your back, a little self-massage. Keeping the right knee in, we're going to extend the left leg out to the mat and then gently pull that knee down. So we are continuing to lengthen through that extended left leg. Half happy baby by lifting the ankle over the knee. Peace fingers around that big toe, thumb on top, and again we guide that knee a little bit lower, just starting to open up through the hips. And then place that right ankle above the left knee, reach behind the thigh, interlace. Keeping that right foot flexed. Now point the toes of the left leg and start to extend that leg up and then bend it down. So we're going to do that 2 more times. Extend, start to open up that hamstring down the back of the left leg and then hold the stretch. And release. We're going to extend the right leg out to the mat. That left knee pulls into the chest. And lifting that ankle above the knee, half happy baby. Peace fingers around that big toe, thumb on top. So as we move through the class, we never want to force a stretch, but we definitely want to feel. Maybe work to your edge, maybe explore some place in your body that you haven't been before. And then cross that left ankle above the right knee. Moving into that figure 4 stretch. Left foot flexed, point the right toes and start to extend that leg up straight. And bend. Couple more times, extend. And now we hold. And release, knees to chest, hands to shins. This time start to rock forward and back. Come all the way up. Meet me in a tabletop position on all 4s. So we're going to kick our right foot out like a kickstand behind us and then lift into supported half moon or supported side plank. Come back to all fours, and we're going to switch sides. So the left foot kicks out, and then open up into that supported side plank. Bring it down, and let's start to flow. So open up with the inhale. As you exhale, come down and switch sides. So there's no rush. Let's do one more time on each side. And now we hold the pose, the supported half moon. Now we're going to push away from the mat and move into gate pose. So reach that right arm up and then maybe extend it over. So opening up all through that side body, through the rib cage, stretch through those fingertips. Bring that hand back to the mat. Lift into that supported half moon. We're going to add a bind. So bending that left knee, placing the foot into the hand, and actively kick that foot into the hand to open up the shoulder, the thigh, the front of the body. Good, release, extend everything back out. And now we're going to step that left foot forward, scoot the right knee back. So we're going to come into a kneeling lunge. So take your time. You want to be sure knee over ankle, fingertips to the floor, and maybe your hands are on a block. Now start to straighten that forward leg. We're going to come into a half split. So lift the left toes up and then walk it forward. So we're keeping our hands on the floor for now for support. And back. One more time of each. Bring it back forward to that kneeling lunge. Reach your arms up over the head. And then open up the chest by bending the arms, cactus the arms, guiding the hips forward. Reaching the arms back up, and then take them down to frame that forward foot, moving into your half split. So the left toes pull up, you're hinging forward. Bring the body forward, plant those hands, step back to downward facing dog. So our feet are hip distance apart, hands shoulder distance. Lift the heels away from the mat and then slowly release. 2 more times, lift, exhale, release. So as we release, we're trying to find more space. Last time. And we hold the pose. Take a deep breath in and out. One more time, deep breath in. Exhale it out. Bringing the knees back, coming into that tabletop position. Nice neutral spine. Starting on the left, kick it out, open up into that supported half moon. And then begin your flow, coming down and open. Switching sides. So working towards matching breath and movement, but if that starts to stress you out, don't worry about it, just breathe. And hold that supported half moon. Push away from the floor into that gate pose. Left arm, reach it up and then over. Coming back to that supported half moon, leg lifts. Option to bind right hand to right foot and kick that foot into the hand to open up the front of the body. Extend. And then we're going to bring that right foot to the top of the mat. Meet me in that kneeling lunge. Fingertips to the floor or onto blocks. Half split, straighten that forward leg, pull the right toes back. And start to flow, just walk it forward and back. Again, forward and back. This time we hold, so bring it forward, reaching the arms up, cactus those arms, lift your heart up. Good, reaching the arms up and then back to the mat, half split. Coming forward, step back to downward facing dog. This time pedal out your feet, alternate bending your knees. And then find downward facing dog. So the tailbone is lifting up, chest pressing back. The biceps are right by the ears. Begin to look forward and step the feet to the top of the mat towards your hands. Half lift. So this first one, let's take our hands to the shins, pull the shoulders back, flatten the back. Exhale and fold. Again, inhale, lengthen your spine, half lift. Exhale and fold. Last one, breathe it in. And out. As you inhale, reach all the way up, high mountain pose. Hands to heart center. Stepping the left foot back, warrior two. So take a moment here to find your pose. Should feel like you're trying to spread that mat apart, that right knee over the ankle, and we want to be sure that it's not dropping forward. You want to keep it open towards the midline of the body. Now sweep the arms, right arm underneath left, eagle arms. Continue to gaze over that forward right shoulder. Reach the arms up, turn the toes forward. Take the hands behind you. We're going to bind the hands or maybe grab your wrist or your elbows. Begin to fold forward into that standing straddle. Allow the top of the head to reach for the floor. Bringing the hands to the mat for support, turn the toes out and drop into that left leg. So bend the left leg, hands to heart center for Skandasana pose, or you can always keep the hands on the mat for support. Keep extending out and flexing that right leg. Great stretch here for the inner thigh. You're doing great. Just keep returning to that breath. Breathe. You can do this. Hands down as you pivot to the back of your mat. Step back to downward facing dog. Begin to look forward and step feet to hands. Lengthen half lift. Forward fold. Again, lengthen your spine and fold. Last one, lengthen and fold. High mountain, reach your arms up. Hands to the heart center. Stepping the right foot back, warrior two. Take your time. Shoulders right over hips, and you want your waist straight. We don't want it tipping. And then take that left arm underneath, add those eagle arms. So the more you lift your elbows, the more sensation you're probably going to find in that stretch. Arms lift, legs straighten, toes turn forward. Let's bind our hands, opposite finger on top this time. Open and hinge forward, bow down, standing straddle. Notice the weight on your feet. If it's all back in the heels, can you spread it out? Maybe come more forward. Bringing the hands to the mat, toes turn out, hands to heart, bend into that right knee, Skandasana pose. Back nice and straight. You're doing beautifully. Breathe. Good. Pivot to the front of your mat. Stepping back to downward facing dog. We're going to place that right hand in the center of your mat. Take the left hand back to the right ankle. And you turn your gaze underneath that right arm. Switching sides. Left hand a little more to the center of the mat. Hips stay lifted into that one arm down dog with twist. Downward facing dog. Stepping your feet to your hands. Lengthen, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising up, high mountain. Bringing the hands to the heart center, moving into dancer pose, standing balance work. So we're going to take our right hand like a platter, bend that right leg, grab the inside of the foot. So you are welcome to stay here or go ahead and extend. Again, you kick that foot into the hand, press it as you slightly hinge forward for dancer pose. Slowly come up, shake that out. Same thing on the other side. Serve that platter with the left hand, grab the inside of the left foot, right arm reaches, and then press the foot into the hand. Coming up, mountain pose. Inhale, high mountain, arms lift over the head. Swan dive, forward fold. Half lift. Forward fold. Step back to downward facing dog. Then we're going to come forward and lower your body to the mat. Keeping your hands by the chest, the tops of the feet are pressing into the mat. Lift for cobra. Bringing the chest back to the mat, sweep your arms to your sides, lift into locust pose, lifting the back of the legs, lift the chest. Staying in locust or bend the knees and move into bow pose. And coming out of the pose, we're going to press back, child's pose. So widen your knees, big toes touching, lowering the head to the mat, or maybe stacking fist and resting your head onto the hands. Begin to lift up into that all fours, and we're going to move into puppy dog pose. So you're going to keep your hips over your knees and begin to walk the arms forward. Tailbone lifts, but the chest drops towards the floor. One more breath. Walking the hands back in. We're going to flip it over and have a seat on our mat. Moving into Cowface pose. I'll turn and face you for this one. So we're going to start with the right leg on the bottom, so take it underneath the left. Then cross, and you're welcome. If this is good, stay here, or if not, go ahead and stack the knees completely. Taking the arms over the head, we're going to bend that left arm. Start with just the tricep stretch first, so that hand is in the center of the back. And then adding the bind if you wish. Lead with the thumb, palm faces away from you, thread the fingers together. So if this can be challenging, I know especially on this side, this one's more challenging for me. You can always place a towel in the top hand or a yoga strap and use that to slowly start to walk the hands closer together. That is where I started, and it does work. Just be consistent, and eventually the hands might meet. And if they don't, that's okay too. As long as you're feeling an opening in the shoulder and the tricep of that upper body, you're doing a great job. Good. Let's release the hands. See if maybe you have some space to come more forward. Bringing that chest closer to the knee, lower down. Just see how that feels, and then we're going to come back up. Let's switch sides. So we'll start with the left leg on bottom. And again, just see how that feels. You're trying to keep your sits bones down on the mat, maybe stacking the knees. Starting with that tricep stretch first, hand to the center of the back. And then maybe adding your bind, lead with the thumb. So you usually have a slide that's more flexible than what the other. This side's a little bit easier for me to connect my hands. It's not right or wrong, it's just part of it. It's just part of how your body's made. Releasing our bind, we start to fall forward. Any amount, just see how that feels on your hips. And lift it up. And we're gonna lower on down to the mat. So nice and slow, bring it down, hug the knees to the chest. Placing the feet on the floor. Bridge pose, so begin to press the hips up, walk your shoulders together and down your back. Again, you might bind, you might not. Just keep pressing into the feet to lift your hips higher. And drop the hips. Extend the left leg out, right knee's gonna come in, and we're gonna drop into our spine twist. Shoulders connected to the mat. Turn the gaze down that right arm. And switching sides. Again, the shoulders are connected, and you can use your right hand to maybe guide you into that deeper twist. Just keep the shoulders down on the mat. Coming back to center, reclining butterfly, bottoms of feet touching, knees wide. And just like when we started, I invite you to close your eyes. We're going to take 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth, soften. 2 more times like that. Last one, and if there's something today that you're needing to let go of, with the breath we choose, we let it go. Our final pose of Savasana, extending the legs, arms at your sides with the palms up. I invite you to try to find stillness in your body. If you feel like you're holding on to tension somewhere, acknowledge it and then choose to soften and let go. beginning to awaken with small movements coming back into the hands and feet and into the arms, legs. Bringing the knees in and roll to your side. And we're going to pause here for just a moment. So as we enter springtime, it is a time of renewal and new beginnings, a restart, a refresh. Maybe that's for your yoga practice, or maybe it's for something even bigger, something off the mat that you're needing to start again, bring new life into a certain area of your life. And if that's you, maybe you acknowledge that, maybe set your intention on how you're going to do that today, starting today. And then helping yourself up to have a seat. Beautiful job. Coming into this easy seated position, let's take a breath in together. Bringing the hands to prayer at our hearts. From my heart to yours, namaste. Have a blessed day, and thank you so much for joining me for this practice. With consistency, you will see improvement in your flexibility. Thanks again, and have a great day.